Hello everyone and welcome to my bold and the beautiful 24. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and rumors tease a new miracle baby could be in Bill Spencer and Katie Logan's future. Could talk of another child be on the table, with Bill having gotten used to being a daughter daddy. Will Spencer is the cherished miracle baby of Katie and Bill, and he's a significant reason why the former couple has maintained a close bond. Bill yearns to have Katie back in his life, but his brief experience as a girl dad has profoundly changed him in ways he never anticipated. Following the challenges with Luna and Poppy, Bill can't shake the thought of Katie from his mind. He's eager to reignite the spark in their relationship and explore a fresh start together. However, there's one crucial element that seems to be lacking: a daughter. At this stage in his life, Bill isn't the sort of guy who's eager to embark on the journey of parenting again, especially not with a newborn. He hasn't forgotten the challenges and risks that accompanied Katie's pregnancy with Will. However, having embraced his role as a girl dad, Bill might be considering new possibilities for expanding the Spencer family instead of focusing on a baby, perhaps adopting an older child. After all, Bill was prepared to welcome Luna into his heart as his daughter, regardless of her biological parentage, because Poppy is her mom. Perhaps pursuing adoption could open the door for him to provide a loving home to an older child in need. Adoption has a rich history on the bold and the beautiful. Zend was embraced by his adoptive parents and became an official member of the Forrester family, reaping all the advantages that come with that title. Given his enjoyment of being a girl dad, it wouldn't be surprising to see Bill seeking adoption as a way to continue that journey, providing a nurturing environment for another child. As their relationship rekindles, we can envision Katie supporting Bill's desire to adopt, especially since it would help unite their family. Will would likely be on board if it meant bringing everyone closer together. Will never had an issue with the concept of having a sister. Instead, he found himself questioning whether Luna was truly his sister at all. We believe that Will would excel as a big brother in a scenario where his parents chose to adopt, ultimately strengthening their family bond. Meanwhile, Bill and Katie are still navigating the early stages of their renewed relationship, while Poppy remains hopeful that she can still play a role in Bill's life. However, it seems that Bill has begun to realize the potential joys of having a daughter, and he might be interested in exploring that possibility with Katie, provided she is receptive. Katie Logan stood at the window of her spacious Beverly Hills home, her eyes tracing the soft golden hues of the sunset. The sun dipped slowly beneath the horizon, casting an ethereal glow over the skyline. The view was magnificent, but her thoughts were far from the picturesque scenery. Instead, her mind was consumed by the conversation she'd had with her doctor earlier that day. After years of health complications, failed attempts, and countless heartbreaks, the idea of having another child seemed like an impossible dream. Yet here she was, standing on the precipice of hope. Dr. Monroe had delivered news that could change everything. News that brought back feelings she had long buried. Could a miracle baby really be in her future? As she replayed the words in her mind, her phone buzzed on the nearby table. Katie picked it up and saw the name Bill flash across the screen. A familiar pang of mixed emotions washed over her. Bill Spencer, her former husband, the father of her beloved son, Will, and the man who could still make her heart skip a beat. Their relationship had been a roller coaster, filled with passion, betrayal, and complicated love. But ever since their son had been born, one truth remained constant. No matter what, Bill and Katie were bound together by their family. And now, if fate allowed it, their family could grow once more. "Hey, Bill," she answered, trying to keep her voice steady. "Katie." Bill's deep voice rumbled through the speaker, as smooth as ever. "I was just calling to check in on you and Will. I've been thinking about you." Katie could hear the sincerity in his tone. Despite all his bravado, Bill had a soft spot when it came to her and their son. "We're doing fine. Will's been busy with school and I have something to tell you." The pause that followed felt like an eternity. "What is it?" Bill asked, his voice immediately shifting into concern. "Is something wrong?" "No, it's not that," Katie assured him quickly, though her heart raced. How did she even begin to explain this? She took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts before continuing. I went to see Dr. Monroe today about the possibility of having another child. The silence on the other end of the line was deafening. Katie could imagine the wheels turning in Bill's head, the surprise, the questions. After a moment, he finally spoke. Another child? Bill's voice was cautious but not dismissive. Katie, I thought that wasn't possible anymore. So did I, Katie admitted. But Dr. Monroe said there's a chance. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. And I know we've been through a lot, Bill, but I wanted you to know. I needed to tell you. Bill was silent for a few more beats before he sighed, the sound heavy with emotion. I don't know what to say. I never thought we'd be talking about this again. But Katie, if this is something you want, I'm here. I've always been here. Katie felt a wave of emotion wash over her. She knew Bill wasn't perfect, far from it. But in this moment, he was offering her support, something she desperately needed. Thank you, she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. I don't know if it will happen, but the fact that it's even a possibility, it's overwhelming. Bill was quiet for a moment, then he asked the question that had been lingering in both of their minds. And if it does happen, what does that mean for us? Katie looked out the window again, the fading sunlight casting long shadows across the room. What did it mean for them? Their relationship had been a series of ups and downs, and they'd both changed so much over the years. Could they really find their way back to each other after everything? I don't know, Katie said honestly. But I do know that no matter what happens, we'll figure it out, for Will and for this baby. If there is a baby. Bill's voice softened, a rare tenderness creeping in. You've always been a good mother, Katie. And if this happens, I'll be right there by your side. We'll figure it out together. The words hung in the air between them, unspoken promises and uncharted territory. Katie knew that whatever the future held, it wouldn't be easy. But for the first time in a long while, she allowed herself to hope. Days turned into weeks, and Katie's life took on a surreal quality as she waited for the next appointment with Dr. Monroe. The uncertainty was agonizing, but there was a flicker of excitement that Katie couldn't deny. A part of her imagined what it would be like to hold another baby in her arms, to experience motherhood all over again. Will had sensed something different about her in recent days. He was a bright, observant boy, so much like Bill in that way. One afternoon, as they sat together in the living room, Will asked the question she had been dreading. Mom, are you okay? You've seemed different lately. Katie smiled softly at her son, pulling him into a gentle hug. I'm fine, sweetheart. Just thinking about some big things. Will's brow furrowed in confusion. Big things like what? Katie hesitated, unsure of how much to tell him. She didn't want to get his hopes up. Not yet. Big things like our family, she said vaguely. But don't worry, everything's okay. Will nodded, but Katie could see the wheels turning in his mind. He was sharp, just like his father. As the weeks passed, Katie found herself thinking more and more about what a second child would mean for her and Bill. Could they truly rebuild their relationship, or had too much damage been done? Their love had always been tumultuous, filled with intense highs and crushing lows. But with the possibility of a miracle baby on the horizon, could they find their way back to each other? One evening, Katie met Bill at Il Giardino, the upscale restaurant where they had shared so many significant moments. As they sat across from each other, the air between them crackled with tension. Bill reached for her hand, his eyes searching hers. Katie, he began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. No matter what happens with this baby, I want you to know that I care about you. I always have, and I always will. We've been through hell and back, but you and Will, you're my family. Katie's heart swelled with emotion as she squeezed his hand. Bill, I don't know what the future holds for us, but I do know that if we're meant to have this baby, we'll figure it out together. Bill nodded, his eyes softening as he looked at her. I'm with you, Katie. Whatever happens, we'll face it together. And in that moment, for the first time in a long time, Katie truly believed that a miracle was possible.